In the early hours before dawn, after years of hardship, there was finally something to celebrate. In the small, modest home of Tobogo and Fatimata, Fatimata had worked tirelessly to keep their family afloat. After Tobogo lost his job, she juggled long hours and sleepless nights. And with each passing day, Tobogo saw her resilience and felt gratitude tinged with guilt. He did what he could, tending to their son, Rukundo, and working the garden, bringing in vegetables and eggs, so Fatimata wouldn't have to worry about food. Fatimata always reminded him that the roof over their heads was there, because of him, that he had built it with his own hands, and that his worth was far beyond what a paycheck could measure. When Fatimata got her long-awaited promotion, it felt like a miracle. Rukundo danced around the house, excited at the idea of a celebration. That meant good food and laughter. After so many quiet dinner, Tobogo was determined to mark the occasion. In a special way. He went out and bought a goat, a luxury they hadn't indulged in for years. The goat was tied safely in the yard, grazing close to the chickens, and Tobogo could already imagine the joy of the meal they would share the next day. But in the early hours before dawn, a piercing scream echoed through the neighborhood. Tobogo jolted awake, his heart pounding, as he rushed outside to find Fatimata standing in shock. Red stuff was splattered across the yard, and the lifeless body of the goat lay on the ground, its neck on the flesh mangled. He followed a trail of red stuff across the dirt, his mind racing, piecing together the grim reality before him. The trail led him to the house of Mrs. Evelyn, their elderly neighbor. He found her dog, a wiry mutt, lying by her garden, a piece of meat in its mouth. The dog's belly was full, and he lay content, oblivious to the chaos he'd caused. Tobogo knocked. And after a moment, Mrs. Evelyn answered, bleary-eyed and clutching her robe around her shoulders.
Your dog wrecked our goat,
he said, his voice strained, grief mingling with frustration.
We were going to celebrate today, and now it's all ruined.
Mrs. Evelyn's face crumpled.
I'm so sorry, Tobogo,
she said quietly,
but I don't have any money to give you. I am barely getting by myself.
Just then Fatimata arrived, her face still pale and drawn.
That dog shouldn't have been loose at night,
she said, her voice trembling with anger.
if you can't control your dog. It's a danger to everyone around here.
Mrs. Evelyn's eyes hardened.
You're only mad because you're afraid of losing what you finally got.
She spat, bitterness lacing her words.
Maybe if your husband had a job, you wouldn't be so desperate for scraps.
The words cut deep. Fatimata's face went red, a mixture of anger and hurt, flashing in her eyes.
At least my family is together.
She shot back.
Where are your children, Mrs. Evelyn? You've driven everyone away.
Tobogo stepped in, holding Fatimata's hand gently but firmly.
Fatimata, enough, let's go. It's not worth it.
Mrs. Evelyn continued muttering under her breath. As they walked away, her insults growing faint behind them.
Go to the hell and don't put your feet back here.
A few moments after their argument, when they got home, Tobogo took the remains of the goat and buried them, his heart heavy. Instead of the goat, Tobogo went out and bought beef. The meal wasn't what they had planned. But when friends and family arrived, they filled the small home with warmth and laughter. There was music and dancing. And for a few precious hours, Fatimata allowed herself to feel proud, surrounded by people who loved her. Yet something had changed that day. From then on, a strained silence hung between their family and Mrs. Evelyn's house. Rukundo noticed it too, glancing over at the old woman's home, feeling the invincible wall that now stood there. Sometimes even a small rift can grow into a chasm. When hurtful words are left unhealed, it's easy to let anger fester, to allow misunderstandings to harden into resentment. But peace is worth more than pride. If there's a chance to bridge a divide, take it a single conversation. A gesture of kindness or an apology can heal wounds before they grow too deep to mend. In the end, it's the love of those around us that brings true joy, and it's never too late to make things right. Coming next, when greed and witchcraft collide, Emmanuel's final days.